Hey guys, Sean, Kayak Angler. This is a video I've been meaning to do for quite a while. It's a question that people ask me a lot. Why do I love fishing, and in particular kayak fishing? Well, there's really no simple answer. If I had to give a simple answer, it's because I love it. But it's more than just loving it. It's also like an escape. It's a chance to relax, get out, enjoy nature, spend time with some friends, get away from everything, think about nothing, sometimes think about everything, bad day at work, family problems, get out on the water. I like fishing from the shore. I like, fly fishing in the stream, the side of a lake, but nothing beats fishing from a kayak. It's just, I like fishing on a boat too, but to me, kayak is so much more versatile. You can get into a lot better places, shallower water. There are times I'm out catching fish in shallow water, and I can see the boats, and they're not catching anything because they can't come up into the shallows. There's weeds. It's another type of situation where boats, you can, but I used to go fish with my friend Eddie all the time. And there's a lot of times, trying to fish the lily pads, you get in too far, you gotta pull the motor up, you gotta clean the weeds out, the lily pads and whatnot. With a kayak, you can basically glide right over the weeds and the lily pads, fish right in the thick of it, right where the big bass like to hang out. Salt water too. I love being on the fresh water, don't get me wrong, but something about the salt water. I feel so much more relaxed out in the salt water. Of course, you gotta look out for the crazy boaters once in a while. I had a couple of close calls, in fact one this past summer, but other than that, just being out there, especially when the sun's coming up, just being out there, salt water soothes the soul, I like to say. There's other times, another friend of mine, Pat O'Donnell, there's many times him and I went out and, we found ourselves for an hour, 2 hours at a time, just floating around BSing, not even fishing. And it's a really good time. I met a lot of people through kayak fishing, a lot of people I like to call friend. You don't really get that with, boat fishing and shore fishing. You meet some people, but the kayak fishing community is such a tight-knit community. We help each other, and especially any newbies coming in, get on Facebook. There's a lot of kayak fishing related pages, and you get on here and you get guys once in a while that won't give up a lot of information. I'll give up spots to fish. I'm not into the whole spot or anything, but one thing I won't really give up are places to launch. There's a lot of the launch places I have, a lot of residential areas, and you get too many guys going early in the morning, residents may start complaining. So the launch sites, a lot of them I'll keep to myself. But if you're new to kayak fishing, you want some spots, hit me up on Facebook, on the blog. I'll hook you up with some spots. And the other thing too with kayak fishing, you go out, you target largemouth bass. You can catch largemouth bass, you can catch crappie, perch, pickerel. You never know what you're gonna get. And just because you hook a fish doesn't mean you're gonna land them. Plenty of times where I hooked a fish and fought them, and got them right to the boat and lost them. There's sometimes I caught a fish and lost them and didn't even know what it was. Bass, pickerel, perch. Same with saltwater. You go out striper fishing, there's in the late in the striper season in the spring, there'll be bluefish around. You may get into thicker blues and then you may not catch a striper. Or I was out fluke fishing and I caught bluefish. So you never know what you're gonna catch. It's a challenge almost. But there's a lot of reasons why. It's a lot more cheaper than a boat to buy, store. There's no motor to fix. There's no gas to buy. There's no launch fees. Well, with the exception of Manasquan Reservoir, they charge kayaks the same as a boat, $6. I mean, it's not much, but other than that, I don't pay. With a kayak, you don't even need a launch ramp. You know, you pull up to the side of the water and launch your kayak, as long as you got a cart. And I go to the same place a lot. I go to new places a lot. You know, there's a couple of times my friend Matt Trucks and I go down to Sandy Hook. We go to launch. The wind's howling, so we smoke a cigar, wait for the wind to die down. Doesn't die down, so we take off. We go somewhere else. There's times we've launched, paddle out 100 yards, couple hundred yards, turn around, came in, loaded up, went somewhere else. You know, you can do that with a boat, but it's a pain in the ass. But these are just some of the reasons why I love fishing and kayak fishing in general. And it's almost like every time I go out, there's a new reason to love it. So if you've never tried it before, you know, I suggest if you can hook up with somebody who's got an extra kayak, go out, give it a try, whether it's saltwater or freshwater. Pretty much in Jersey, you can pretty much fish from end of March, beginning of April, right through to, you know, if you have the right gear, you can go November, December even. Past couple of years I didn't go in the wintertime because it was ridiculously cold and a lot of ice on the waters, but previous years before that I was going in January and February, you know, as long as it wasn't too windy or too cold, I was out. So these are just some of the reasons why I love kayak fishing, and if you are a kayak fisherman, you know what I'm talking about. If not, like I said, if you get the chance, go out and give it a try. Alright, till next time, tight lines, and see you guys on the water.